Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video just showing you how to get a full face of makeup, a natural face. You can do this for work or school or just anytime you want to get cute, beat your face real quick. And this is a step-by-step for beginners. So if you're looking to learn how to do your makeup and then just do a quick simple look without the dramatic eyeshadow or in the colorful looks just yet, this is the video for you. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. So I did my eyebrows off camera and I am going to include a link for you to go check it out if you want to see how I got my brows done. I'm going to be using my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer to go ahead and pop that on my lids just so I can, brighten up my eyelids, make them look a little bit more alive. I'm just popping that on. I'm using my Sephora concealer brush. It really doesn't matter what brush you use. I just prefer using like a concealer brush to pop that onto my eyelids. This is in the shade Hazelnut, and I really like the way that it like blends in with my skin tone. It's just a little bit lighter, but I really like the way that it makes my natural makeup look. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and press that into my skin. And now I'm going in with a dense brush to just blend that out completely. Now, you want to set that concealer on your eyes so that it doesn't crease. I'm using my flower powder from the Beauty Bakery. This is in the shade Almond. I'm just popping that onto that concealer just to make sure that my eyelids don't get like oily and start to crease up throughout the day. Now, before I apply my face makeup, I'm just moisturizing my face. I'm using some Clinique Dramatically Different moisturizing lotion. Doesn't matter what you use, whatever is best for your skin type. And now to prime my face, I'm using my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I really truly do love this stuff. You only need a little bit. As you can see, I'm just dabbing on just a very minimal amount. And I'm going to go ahead and push that into my skin. This is just so I'll have a nice smooth canvas to work with as I apply my foundation. For the foundation, I'm going to be using my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation today in the shade Menace. And I'm using my favorite foundation brush ever. This is from Real Techniques. It's their Instapop foundation brush. I really like this brush. As you can see, I use it to just press the foundation into my skin. It gives you like such a nice natural satin finish. Like I'm like super duper obsessed with it. You just want to make sure that you only use a little bit of foundation. Start off with just a little bit of product, and as you need more of it, apply it on top. It's nothing worse than a cake face of makeup. So just build it up as you need it. So to make sure it's really blended in, I like to go back on top of it with a flat foundation brush, and I'll put the link down below for this brush. And this is just to make sure that you like super duper blended in that foundation. Now for concealer, I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Amande. You want to go about... I usually go about 2 shades lighter for my concealer just to highlight the spaces on your face that naturally draw in the light on your face. So I'm highlighting underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose, just a little bit on my forehead and right above my top lip. And now I'm going to contour my nose and my face. I'm using my NYX Cosmetics Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer in the shade Deep Espresso. You notice I only use just a very little bit of product, and I'm going in with a dense contour brush to just tap that into my skin. And I like to blend this out before I blend out the concealer, just because I want the concealer to kind of like blend into the contour. To blend out my nose contour, I'm using my medium shadow brush from Real Techniques. I'd like this because it's fluffy enough to really like spread out the product how I want it. And you want to take that contour up into where your eyes are, just to give your eyes a little bit more depth. And yeah, I really like using this brush to do that. It just makes it so it doesn't give you like a super duper harsh contour line, because there's nothing worse to me than having like super duper harsh contour lines. Now I'm gonna go back and blend out that concealer. I'm using my MAC 159 brush to go ahead and blend that out. Some people prefer using a sponge. I actually find that I get better results blending out my concealer with a brush. It just gives me such a flawless look. It's a little bit more difficult to get in like the crevices of your face with the brush, and you know, you just have to take your time and work your way around the face. But honestly, I find that I get much better results. I also find that it's not so much about the product that you're using, but it's more so about the technique you use. And I definitely think that the brush contributes a lot to getting a very good amount of coverage from your concealer. So yeah, I definitely recommend using a brush. I don't even pick up a sponge in my makeup routine anymore. Now my favorite part about makeup is blending. So I like to go back in with that foundation brush that I use. It still has a little bit of product on it. And I like to go around where I just blended out that concealer, just so it looks even more seamless. I just love doing that. I get the best results when I blend in with my foundation brush. Now I'm going to set that concealer so that it does not move out of place and that it doesn't start to crease up. You want to do that fairly soon after you blended out your concealer. I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to do that. I'm using that same concealer brush, but I'm dipping it in some powder, but just very lightly, and I'm pressing it into my skin. For a translucent powder, sometimes on deeper complexions, it can give you a white cast. So you want to only use just a very little bit of it. And I find that I don't have that problem when I press it into my skin versus when I bake. It just typically doesn't work for me. So I do find that pressing it into my skin works a lot better for me. Now I'm going into my Contourization notebook from the crayon case. I'm going to be using the shade Bricky to go ahead and set the contour that I did on my nose. And the type of brush that I'm using for it is like a small angled brush. It just helps for like carving out where the bridge of my nose and my eye meets. I really love like how, I don't know if that makes sense, but the angle just makes it easier to like set that in place. And to set my contour on my face, I'm using a little bit of a darker shade. I'm using the shade Bobby, and I'm just using a fluffy brush to do this. And I just like to kind of pat that on top of where I blended that contour out. And this is just to kind of like darken and define where I did that cream contour. And now to set my entire face into place and to kind of tone down the contour, I'm using my MAC Skin Finish Mineralized powder in the shade Dark Deepest. And this is just so my whole face is set. I don't look, I don't still have like the wet look from the foundation, and it kind of just meshes everything into one another. Super duper love this powder. It's like my favorite face powder ever in the world. And now for extra good measure, I'm going in with my Fenty bronzer in the shade Mocha Mami. I am just using a nice fluffy brush to go ahead and apply that around the perimeter of my face. And bronzers are used to add some warmth to your face, so you'll notice it has a little bit of a reddish tone to it. I just love adding bronzer because it gives you like such a sun-kissed glow. And I don't know, like on deeper skin tones, it just makes us look even more like chocolate-ish. I just really love bronzer. I use it every time I do my makeup. And I'm going to add a little bit of blush. I'm going in my Juvia's Place Saharan Volume 2 palette, and I'm using my favorite blush ever. That is the shade Sola. I use a very fluffy brush to lightly dust that onto my cheeks because blush can go crazy like super duper quick. So you want to start really slow, and then you want to build it up. Now I'm going back into that Conversation notebook, and I'm using the shade Trophy as my highlight shade today. And I'm gonna highlight a few spots on my face, right above my lip, my nose. I like to highlight on my cheeks, my forehead, and on the bridge of my nose. I love highlight, you guys. Like, I can literally like drown in highlight. Some people don't like to add this much highlight to a natural look, but I'm extra and I do. So, you know, you highlight where you like to. I'm gonna highlight where I like to. I especially like going in right there on the bridge of my nose. It just, I don't know, like it just makes the concealer pop that much more. It's just super duper cute. And for extra good measure, just because I don't have any eyeshadow on, I'm gonna highlight the inner corners of my eyes just to give me a little bit more, you know, flair, a little bit more pop to this look. And now to set all of that in place and give me a nice glow, I'm going to use my Mario Badescu facial spray with rose water. I just super duper love this spray. And I am going to go in with just some regular lip gloss. I'm using my Diamond Milk lip gloss. This is from Fenty Beauty. It's just a nice natural, like neutral, clearish, shimmery shade. Wow, that was like a lot of adjectives, but I said all that to say it's like a regular lip gloss. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara to my lashes. I didn't want to do anything like, you know, too dramatic with my eye look today. Usually I would hop on a pair of lashes, but today we're just going to go with some mascara just to keep on track with the super duper natural look. And that is the finished look. So here you have it, a nice full face. Didn't take too long to do. Super duper cute, super duper wearable. Hope you guys like it. Leave me likes and comments.